If you guys want to be a part of the change, join the Legislative Leadership Development Team and plan on coming with me in November. We are, by the way, going to be doing a first high dollar fundraiser event. And it's a high dollar one. Now, you can still do the lobbying and everything like that without having to pay that. So don't panic and don't think, oh my gosh, do I have to spend? But as most of you know, like I said, Americans for Prosperity, $74 million a year, every year they spend. How much are we collectively spending in the shared parenting community? We're not even a fleck, a speck. So we need to start doing some professional things. So I'm going to be it'll be a high dollar thing. So if you're interested, shoot me a private message, shoot me an email. But what I'm looking at putting together right now, I don't have all the details finalized, but it's looking pretty darn good. That included in the package will be a private reception with members of Congress and a couple of members of the White House administration. Not like the president or vice president or anybody like that, but some pretty influential people with this administration that are going to be coming to a private reception that I'll be doing on Tuesday night, November 4th. I can't promise yet, but it does look like there's a slight possibility that I'll be able to bring a handful of people with me to the White House for a private White House briefing on Wednesday morning. I can't promise that yet. The details are all being put together. So if you think you've got the money to do a major donation, because can you imagine the clout, the influence, the credibility we have with legislators when we're doing things like that? Much different than a ragtag people showing up at Capitol with a t-shirt on. When you're hosting major events with respected members of U.S. Congress, members of the White House administration, other influencers from around the country, and we've got some other influencers, by the way, some heads of some pretty big organizations that have already said that if I put that on, they're going to show up. That gives credibility to the legislators. They're like, holy cow, we got those guys to attend? This must be a legitimate deal. And then when the White House hears that we had that reception, and then when they hear that we have the reception at the White House, it's all a circle, guys. It really comes back to us. But it costs money to put some of these things on. The reception alone, the minimum for the reception is a $10,000 bill to be able to put the reception on like we need to do it. It's a heck of a lot of money. So I am going to be looking for some major donors. So if anybody has the ability, most of us, I don't, just so you know. So I'm not offended if people don't. But somewhere out there, hopefully we have somebody that says, you know what? If you're working your butt off that hard, I've got some money around, I own a company, I can help foot the bill for some of these things. Shoot me either a private message or an email to thestartatmark@yahoo.com. As I tell you what, you're going to want to be a part of this. This will be, I'm not kidding, and I'm not being melodramatic.